Hey guys, it's Team Megadeath here. We got another video today. We got a special surprise. You guys been asking for this. We got the Kazuchimon deck profile from team member Jeffrey here.
Hey guys.
He's been working on this deck profile for a while and he play tested it a lot, and he recently got third place with it in a local tournament, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. So like Kevin's been saying, I've been playtesting this a lot ever since like BT9. Been proxying the BT10 support with the Pulsemon and the Pulse Boost, and it was really hard to try to figure out how to make this deck work. A lot of lists tried to play just regular level 5 ultimates like Angelwomon and things like that, or play the Bulkmon. I've tried those variations and it's a little bit too inconsistent, a little bit too bricky, and doesn't really have a main objective to end the game with. And so with this Kazuchimon deck, I think it is the best variation that it has been right now. And so I'm really excited to show you guys. So yeah.
All right, let's get started.
So onto the eggs. I run 4 BBmon. The reason why I run BBmon instead of Upamon is because BBmon lets you gain 1 memory on a attack if you have exactly 3 security. Upamon does almost the same thing. It lets you get a draw if you have 3 or less security. The draw is not as useful as the 1 memory because memory is very important in this deck to make your plays and make things work. If you don't have 1 memory, there's a potential that you don't have enough to end game or you lose out on games. And so gaining 1 memory is very important in this deck, so that's why I run 4 BBmon instead of Upamon.
You ever run 5 eggs?
No, because you kind of need it for the consistency's sake, just the 4 BBmon. Next, I run 4 of this Pulsemon. When attacking, if you have 3, you gain 2 memory on attack. Like I said, very good. If you have this with the BBmon, on attack you'll gain 3 memory. And 3 memory is very good to extend your plays and also go for OTK plays. That's why I run 4 of those. And inheriting is very important in this deck, and I'll explain why a little bit later. 4 of the jamming Pulsemon, this is like kind of your best in slot Pulsemon. So if you have 3, exactly 3 security, you gain jamming. And so for Kazuchi, he only has like 12k DP, so you don't have a lot of ways to manipulate your DP in this deck. So getting jamming is very important, especially when swinging for 2 checks, potentially 4 checks. So great inheriting. Also on play, if you play it out, you can trash 2 security, go to 3, and then gain a memory for each security trashed. And so this is very good just to extend plays and potentially go up the stack later on. Next, I play 4 of the on-play Pulsemon. This is on play. If you have 3 or more, get a draw. If you have 3 or less, gain a memory. And if you have exactly 3, you get both. This is very good if you don't have a lot of things in your hand. So you could just play out to get a draw, or you could play it out to extend your plays later on. This is a very good Pulsemon, and I like it a lot. So yeah, just 12 of these Pulsemons, as well as 1 of the BT10 blocker. So in this deck, there's not a lot of times where you need that extra blocker, but having an extra rookie to evo up is very good. That's why I run only 1 of it. You want to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more fast with this deck, and so I wouldn't recommend running any more of this because it doesn't have an inheriting and it doesn't give you any value. So this one at least gives you a draw on play, and so but having this blocker does come in handy sometimes, and having 13 rookies is very good. So yeah, that's my rookie count. So next, play 4 Pidomon. Pidomon's great. You want to, so if you can't OTK, Pidomon's a great way for you to put a blocker out for very cheap and stall out the game, but also Evo for 1 really turbos up into the stack, so you can go into Kazuchimon a lot quicker. And then yeah, Pidomon's great. So next is 4 copies of Dinohumon. So the reason why I play Dinohumon is because the inheriting, when attacking, you get minus 1k DP on one of your opponent's Digimon. So this isn't once per turn. So if you have the Boutmon promo and a Kazuchi on top, you could swing, unsuspend, minus a k, swing again, and minus another k. And then if you have Electric Rush, you can swing and minus another k. This is also great because we do run a Jogress engine in this deck, and so this makes you able to Jogress into the other ultimate besides Boutmon, which I'll show you later. Lastly, interesting tech, I play 2 of the Shortmon. Reason why I play Shortmon is because same idea, you want to be able to turbo up into your ultimate stack a lot quicker. So it's an Evo for 1, but also since we're running a supplementary Jogress engine, you want to be able to play this for 3 and then Jogress into your ultimate. And so, and also this is just very good, playing a level 4 out for 3 and then potentially going up in the stack. This is basically, if you play this out, you're basically skipping a level compared to like the 3 cost Pulsemons. And so very good tech. I like when this came out in BT10, like this is one of the reasons why I decided to do a Jogress engine, because this is basically like a Stingmon but like with no inheriting. So but being able to Jogress is very good. So next, best in slot ultimate is going to be the Balmon promo. So this makes the deck work. So before, if you play Kazuchi, it was really hard to reduce your security, or it was really hard to like replenish your security and reduce the cost, because Kazuchi evos for 5 if you have less than 3. And so Balmon's effect, for each of your security, you can trash up to 3 security, reduce your next evolution by 1 for each of the security trashed. And then inheriting is if you have exactly 3, you can unsuspend when attacking. And so the idea is that you want to trash 2, be at 3, Evo for Kazuchi for a reduced cost of 2, so a 3 cost, and then Kazuchi, since you have exactly 3, you'll gain 2, so it's an Evo for 1 for Kazuchi, so it's really, really good, and then you can go for like an OTK play. The other ultimate I run is going to be Sylphimon. So Sylphy, like one of the issues I have with this deck is finding an ultimate that lets you go up the stack a lot quicker. Pulsemon in this deck, you like to play out Pulsemons a lot, and then having a cheap level 4 lineup makes it easier for you to Jogress up into an ultimate. So what you could do is you could play a Pulsemon through a Pulse Boost, and then next turn Evo up, and then go into a Jogress play into Sylphy. Also, another issue with this deck is, yes, it gains a lot of memory, but if they have a memory choker, it feels very bad. And so Sylphy, on Evolve, you can DP reduce by 5k, and if you Jogress it, you can also pop something 5k. And so this helps get rid of memory like floodgates, and as well as just go up the stack a lot quicker. Lastly, I play the 1 Chimeramon to finish up the Jogress engine. Sometimes you don't have the Dinohumon to Jogress into the Sylphy, and so Chimeramon can be very good because you can Jogress 2 level 4 yellows or even a level 4 red and yellow, and then you could, if you have a Boutmon in trash, you could put the Boutmon back into the stack, and then it'll still have the unsuspending effect when you go into Kazuchi. So it's like very good so that you get the Boutmon, and it's definitely saved me in a lot of games. Chimeramon's very good in this deck, but I definitely like the Sylphy more because it could DP reduce a lot more and delete stuff a lot more. So yeah. Next, we have like literally our boss monster right here, Kazuchi. So the reason why I like started playing this deck is because I really like the Kazuchi ult art, and like it just like compelled me to try to make this deck work. But also the effect is really, really good. So if you have 3 or less security on Evolve, you recover up to 3, and if you have exactly 3 when you evolve into it, you gain 2 memory, and then you'll get a +1 check if you have 3 or more security. So you'll basically swing for 2 checks. If you have jamming, that's great. Balmon will let you unsuspend, swing for another 2 checks, and then you can go for an OTK ending there. But very, very good card. Then I play 1 of the Venusmon. I don't play any more level 6s than this because this is the best in slot. You always want to see this. I see some decks run 2 Venusmon, but honestly, Venusmon only lets you stall out, and so it's definitely not a card that you want to be seeing that often. Also, the reason why I play Venusmon is because you can reduce the evolution through Boutmon's effect. So because Boutmon says you can reduce it through, I think Shaman or Wizard, and Venusmon is a Shaman or Wizard. So you can basically reduce the evolution cost of this and then through Boutmon. So that's why I run it, and it's a very good card. Lastly, I play 1 copy of the Merciful mode. So another thing in this deck is it has a tough issue of going up into deleting bigger stacks. And so the merciful mode just like helps you get there. And so basically what you could do, swing if they have 5 checks, swing with Kazuchi for 2 checks, unsuspend, swing for another 2 checks, they're down to 1 security, and then go into the merciful mode to pop a stack. And then at the end of their turn, you could trash merciful mode to trash the last security and swing for game. So that's why I run the merciful mode, because it's kind of like the best level 7 for yellow, and so it's definitely set me for a lot of games. Also, insecurity is very good as well, being 15k. For Tamers, I run 2 TK. As you can see, there's not a lot of like search engine in this deck. You don't have a lot of search rookies, and so TK lets you search through your security, get what you need, and recover 1. Also, it lets you help you like adjust your security. So if your security is not as good, just take out the worst card, and hopefully you recover something that is good into security, and sets your memory through to 3. So it is very good. If you don't have TK, I recommend playing 2 Kari. Kari is very good as well. Memory set yellow, but also if you recover a card to your security stack, you can tap it to game 1. So essentially, if you have like less than 3 security, activate Balmon's effect to trash the rest of your security, and then go into Kazuchi, and then you could tap Kari to gain a memory for the evolution. And so that's why I would recommend playing Kari, but if you don't have the TKs. But I go back and forth on them. I don't feel like there's a difference, but the TK search definitely feels a lot better. And then for the lastly, to round up the Tamer lineup, I play Tai and Kari. So Tai and Kari, if you have 3 or less security, gain a memory. If your opponent has 3 or less, you will also gain a memory for them. And so also for Kazuchi, when you swing, you could tap Tai and Kari to reduce the security by 2k. And so this will help your Kazuchi live when you're swinging. Very, very good card. Definitely helps you gain more memory throughout when you're playing the deck. And so that's it for the Tamer lineup. For the option cards, we run quite a bit of option cards here. So 2 Electric Rush, this lets you OTK. You're going to be at 3 security, and you're going to be gaining a lot of memory. And so for Kazuchi, you'll swing for 2 checks on suspend, swing for another 2 checks, and you play Electric Rush to swing and potentially swing for game, or swing to diminish their security. So very good card. I run 2 because I want to see it a lot more often. I used to play the 1 Electric Rush and 1 Lightning Joust, but Lightning Joust is good because you could swing for 2 checks. They'll be at 3 and you'll be at 3. You'll play a Lightning Joust to swing for another 3, and then potentially you'll hopefully have another rookie to end out game. And so Lightning Joust could be good, but I've been recently playing the 2 Electric Rush just because of the consistency. 2, I don't know how you pronounce this, but I looked it up on Google Translate. It's pronounced like Ryonhei or Ryonhi. And so this card has literally saved me games. So if you have 3 or more, DP reduced by 12 to one of your opponent's Digimon. And if you have 3 or less, you can put one of their Digimon to the top of their security stack. And if you have exactly 3, you can activate both. Best option card for deletion by far. And yeah, definitely has saved me games. I wouldn't run any more or less, but if you do want, because you have the red source, you could play one of it and 1 Crimson Blaze. I definitely played it a lot. Helps against wide boards, and I definitely would recommend trying it out and see what you like. But 2 of the Ryonhi is very good for me. Then 2 Pulse Boosts. I see a lot of decks try to play Pulsemon Rush, and so you play like 4 Pulse Boosts and a bunch of Pulsemons. I don't think that's how you should play the deck if you're trying to play it competitively, because an easy way for them to counter your deck is just having floodgates and blockers. So 2 is definitely very good. You could just play it out, play a Pulsemon, and then go into a level 4 and then Jogress to pop their floodgate, and then pop the boost to go into Kazuchi or something like that. So very good card, but I wouldn't run more than 2. It definitely doesn't come up as often as you think. Then to round out the option cards, I play 1 Reinforcing, Recovery, and also gain 3 memory. Very, very good. Put 1 to the security and also get basically a card from your deck. Basically the only option card that will cover you 1, and so definitely like it a lot, and also it is a boost. 1 Yellow Memory Boost. again, it's another boost, and it helps with the consistency. And then 1 Blinding Ray. So I play 1 of each, so this gets rid of a security to give you 2 memory. This adds a security and potentially gives you 3 memory. And so these kind of like balance each other out, and it's all about memory gain here. And the more memory gain you have, the more likely you are able to OTK. And so this is my option card lineup. So yeah.
Also for blinding ray, if you have 0 security, you just gain free 2 memory, right?
Exactly, yeah. So there has been, if you guys haven't checked out one of the versus videos, I think I used it against Alphamon. I had no security, blinding ray, gain 2, and I was able to win the game just because I had this blinding ray. And so very, very good card, but obviously only play the 1-off, because if you play more than 2, it has no security effect. So yeah. Hey guys, so I realized how unique this deck is. There's not a lot of lists that are like this deck, and so I'm going to show you guys like how I like to play it. So if you decide to pick up this deck, you can refer to this video to find like combos or kind of best practices. And so let's say you're going first, so you'll hatch an egg, go into a rookie, preferably one that has a inheriting. And then you could just pass turn by playing the Digimon for 1. You know, you're turboing up the stack and you're giving your opponent 1, so it's hard for them to really do anything else with 1 memory. So let's say they pass you to 2. You just go into Batmon for 3, and then you will pass turn. And so next, let's say they go give you 2. You're gonna raise the stack, and then you're gonna activate Batmon's effect. Batmon's effect, you can trash up to 3, and then reduce your next evolution by 1 for each. So we're gonna reduce it by 2 security, because you want to go to 3, because 3 is gonna be the magic number here. And then you're gonna go into Kazuchi. So Kazuchi's effect is you're gonna be, or the evolution cost of Kazuchi is 5, so you reduced it by 2, so it does cost 3. But Kazuchi's effect, when you have 3 or more security, you will gain 2 memory. So you'll gain 2, and you're at 1. So now you're gonna swing at security, 2 checks. It does have jamming, and you do gain 1 memory since you have the Digimon underneath, and Batmon lets you unsuspend. And then you're gonna swing for another 2 checks. You just basically swung for 4 checks, and then since you have exactly 3 and 2 memory, you can electric rush to restand and then swing for another 2 checks. And so this is like kind of like the best combo you can get. Ideally, you want to get a rookie out early to chip that last check, and so you can go into the OTK, and this electric rush would be the last unsuspend to finish off the game. Okay, so let's say that you don't have the Batmon. Obviously, the Batmon's going to be very good, and you don't have it through your draws. So how can you do a Jogress play, which is the supplement, the support of this deck, but when you don't have Batmon? So you're going to hatch an egg. You're going to go into the rookie. That gives you +2 when you attack with 3. And then you're going to go into Dinohumon for 2. Then let's say that they give you 3 memory on the next turn. You can raise the stack, then play the Pulsemon with jamming. Its effect, you're going to trash the top 2 security to go to 3. So it costs 3, but since you trash 2, you'll gain 2. And then you can go into the Digimon for 1. And then from here, you could Jogress into the Sylphimon. Now, like before, when you went into the Batmon, you could only either have the jamming or the +2 memory. Now that you Jogress into the Sylphie, you actually get both. So now that you have 3 security, you can swing with jamming, delete DP reduce something 1k, and then gain 3 memory and get jamming. Or from here, you could just go into Kazuchi and set up for a next turn play. And so this is how you basically, this is the ideal Jogress scenario that you want to go into. So this is going to be kind of our last ideal combo. And so you have a TK out and you have a stack like this in the back, and TK sets your memory 3, so it is your turn. So you're going to bring out the stack. Then we're going to play the Spicy Tech Shortmon for 3. It is a level 4, and so what you can do now is you can Jogress into Chimeramon. And Chimeramon will DP reduce your opponent's entire board by 3k since it has white, yellow, and red. And not only that, but let's say your opponent swung at security earlier and you're at 3 and you have a Batmon engraved. You put the Batmon underneath, and now it will gain the the inheriting of if you have 3 or security, you can unsuspend. And so with this, you can go into some sort of Kazuchi play, and now you have a great stack with Balmon underneath to swing and potentially go for another OTK. But that's going to be it for today's deck profile, guys. Thank you so much. I've been getting a lot of comments of people asking about this deck, but I encourage you guys to try it. It's definitely going to take a bit to get used to. You kind of have to, because I've been playtesting this deck a lot, I know how it works. And so if you slap the deck list together, you need to take some time to understand how the deck works. It isn't going to work the first day. And also, it is competitive, but it definitely most certainly isn't tier 1 or tier 1.5. I would say it's definitely like tier 2 at most. But definitely fun nonetheless. And so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe for more Team Megadeath content, and we'll see you guys in the future. Team Megadeath out. Bounce.